The re-registration exercise ahead of the 2018 referendum and 2020 general elections is winding down, with applications now being accepted only at Elections and Boundaries registration offices countrywide. Up to September 7th, the total number of applications received stood at 122,447. The goal, according to the Elections and Boundaries Office, is to generate a revised voters list, removing persons who are deceased or otherwise ineligible to participate in the democratic process.
The purpose of the re-registration exercise, one of the main objectives is to do exactly that, is to filter out persons who have been deceased. Remember that in order for an application to be accepted, the person must present themselves in person. So for persons who have passed away, those persons will not be able to apply to get registered. So this exercise is basically to deal with deceased persons, because we realize that persons are deceased daily. I will tell you that the Ministry of Health share their statistics with us in terms of persons who have passed away on a monthly basis, in order for us to clean that list. And even with this re-registration exercise, we know that we have persons who have registered since the re-registration period started and who have passed away.
Aside from updating the list, a complete demographic breakdown of voters by electoral districts, etc., has been provided by the office. The process, which began in early July, took place at designated locations across the country, and the number of applications fluctuated over the ensuing weeks.
At 31st August 2018, we managed to get a total of 59.25% of the registered electors that we had prior to the commencement of the re-registration exercise. We all noticed as well that in the second week of July, that is when we had the most applications being received. As we proceed, you notice that the figures go down, it goes back up, it goes back down, and in the last week of August, the figures actually went back up.
The ebb and flow of applications have since petered out, as the cutoff date for the exercise is set for September 30th. In respect of the overall turnout by constituency, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai provided an analysis based on the highest versus the lowest attendance.
So from this, you can see that Stann Creek West electoral division, we got a total of 6,495 applicants, followed by the Orange Rock North, Orange Rock South, and it goes all the way down to the end where we have 10,027 persons for the Fort George electoral divisions. So
1,027.
Sorry, 1,027 for Fort George.
From a political perspective, the highest and lowest turnouts per constituency are held by the People's United Party. Stann Creek West, presently represented by Rodwell Ferguson, while Fort George is led by former Prime Minister Said Musa. Interestingly, however, more persons apply to re-register in the districts as opposed to cities and towns. This is attributed to the efforts of political parties in mobilizing applicants.
The rural area is where we got most of the applications. So you will notice from out of the 121 plus thousand registered voters that we have, 65,472 applications were received in the rural areas, and that represents 53.89% of the number of applications. For the urban area, we received a total of 56,024 applications, and that represents a total of 46.11%. So again, we can see that the rural areas, the percentage is much higher than the urban areas.
During the period in which the exercise was being held, more women applied to become eligible voters than men in all but one constituency.
In almost all, in 30 of the 31 electoral divisions, you have more females applying to be registered when compared to males. Belize Rural South, you will notice this is the only electoral division where you have more males applying to be registered than females. That is Belize Rural South. So in all other electoral divisions, we have more females. We do have some, for example, like Pickstock, where the difference is only 5. So it's really small in terms of the difference.
It will be interesting to learn come April 12, 2018, how many females participated in the referendum as opposed to the number of males. The same for the 2020 general elections. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.